Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, I want to talk about a feature that is not currently in Escape from Tarkov, but one that I think we will see at some point in the future. And the reason I'm bringing it up now is if we talk about it, maybe some people like it, maybe it gets a little bit of traction, and then maybe we see it implemented that much sooner than it would have originally been. So make sure you drop a like on this video here today, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Escape from Tarkov content. The feature that I would like to see implemented is the ability to lock a door. Now, when it comes to locking doors, you would only be able to lock a previously unlocked door. Now, whether BSG would make the call on if that door can only be relocked by the player who unlocked it is up to them, or if you can just relock any door that's been previously unlocked on a map. I think this would be a really good feature for a couple different reasons. The main one is I don't see a disadvantage to it. The only disadvantage that I could think of up to this point is if Timmy accidentally stumbled in marked room and had one charge left on his key and he accidentally on the door UI selected lock and he locked himself in a marked room. That is the only downside to this that I can think of right now. If there are any, please leave them in the comments. Obviously, this is a discussion type video, and discussion is always good for Tarkov as we are currently building the game and it's not already built, so features can always be implemented at any time. So, let's talk about it some more. A feature where you could lock an unlocked door, I think would provide you a nice tactical advantage. I think if a player goes into dorms right now and they see any of the locked doors unlocked, it's a big red flag. Somebody's here. Somebody has been here. One of those two options. So if you have the ability to relock a door and a player who has that key walks up to that door and sees unlock, they're not going to know until they are inside that room if there is another player in the building. Now, the number one downside that I know a lot of you are going to say is, well, a player could just camp inside a locked room. That is true, but any other room in any other building that doesn't have a lock, you could sit behind that door as well. So your argument there is kind of invalid, and that's why I didn't include it on my quote-unquote disadvantages. I don't think it's a disadvantage because it already could happen with any door in the game. Now, I do understand that maybe players would choose to camp behind high-value loot doors. I understand that, and that's something we have to think about. However, let's put that aside for now. I think it provides a tactical advantage in you keeping in a stealth state. Now, I'm probably wording that completely wrong, but you not giving away your position. You keeping the advantage of, setting up an ambush, hiding somewhere, trying not to be heard, whatever it is in any situation. You don't want to give your enemy any indication that you are in the area whatsoever. So let's say, you're in the third story dorm and you are on the second floor and you already looted marked room, but you're on the second floor. Let's say another PMC crouch walked right past you. They didn't know you were there, but you didn't know they were there either, and they went up to the marked room. Now, you already looted marked room, and you relocked the door, and you used an additional charge on your key to relock that door. Now, you hear the unlock right above you, and you know a player is there. And now you have the advantage over them because you know they're there, but they don't know you're there. Now, obviously, they could just camp up there, or they could jump off the dorm, whatever. There's a ton of different scenarios that can always happen. However, you would have that advantage in that situation for the time being, in my opinion anyway. You knowing they're there is half the battle. So, having the ability to relock a door, I think it's super, super tactical. I think you can literally set up a lot more situations and tactically get the advantage over somebody by relocking a door. Now, if players are camping it because of the lock and unlock animations, then maybe that's a different story. Maybe we can see some sort of improvement on that in the future. Obviously, you get stuck in the unlock animation. You cannot move your character whatsoever for at least 2 seconds when unlocking and locking a door in the future, potentially. So maybe we need some improvement there, and that's a reason we haven't seen it implemented. However, the door already has a bunch of features coming in the future. If you look at a UI for a door right now, you're going to see a couple different things. You'll see open door, closed door, unlock door, or I think it just says unlock actually, and then you'll see breach. But we also have a couple other options. I believe one is bang and clear, the other one is flash and clear, and I think there's a third option that's like move in or something like that. But there are going to be additional features coming for unlocking and getting into rooms. So could we potentially see a lock feature come in the future? We just don't know. I think talking about it is also half the battle, and I think once we get some discussion flowing, you guys can give me any cons and negatives that you could see to it. But the final point I have is I don't think this would take a lot of work for Battle State at all. I think it would be very, very easy to just get it to a point where if a door is unlocked and set to unlocked in the game code, I feel like if you could change it back to that original state by putting the correct input in, by putting the lock feature on a door in the UI of it, I feel like it would be very simple, just a couple tweaks here and there. Now, I'm no game expert, I'm no code expert at all, but I feel like the code wouldn't be too hard to implement because you could just change a locked door back to locked by getting the correct input from a player. I'm sure it's just ones and zeros, but at the same time, I feel like it would be pretty easy to do on the coding side of things. And at the same time, when it comes to the animation, I feel like they could copy pretty much at least half the animation, putting the key into the lock and then maybe flipping it or reversing it to get it to lock the door. I feel like there's not a lot of work here, and I feel like it's a feature that has a lot more advantages than it does disadvantages, and that's why I'm talking about it today. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I love hearing your discussions, all the players who have a lot of hours in game and not a lot of hours. You know, all your opinions matter, and I'd love to hear your feedback. That's going to be it for today, though. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe for new sponsors, and equipment in the description below. That's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm out.